New York City, April 14th, 2025. The energy was electric. The 2025 WNBA draft wasn't just another night, it marked the start of a new era in women's basketball. Every year, dreams are realized at the draft, but this year felt different. Bigger, louder, more historic. And there was one reason for that: Paige Bueckers. From the moment she stepped onto the court at UConn, Paige wasn't just another college standout, she was the standout. A walking highlight reel, a game changer with insane court vision, a deadly jumper, and the type of swagger that gets entire arenas on their feet. Her arrival to the WNBA had been years in the making. Fans had been waiting, analysts had been talking, opponents had been preparing. Everyone knew she was coming. So when the Dallas Wings won the draft lottery, the writing was on the wall. It wasn't a matter of if, they were taking Paige. And then it happened.
With the first pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, the Dallas Wings select Paige Bueckers, University of Connecticut.
The room exploded. Paige hugged her family, her teammates, her coaches. It was emotional. It was iconic. And it was just the beginning. Because this wasn't just the end of a college journey, it was the start of something brand new. A new face of a franchise, a new superstar for the league, and a whole lot of history waiting to be made.
One pick of the 2025 WNBA draft.
When Paige Bueckers' name echoed through the rafters of the Shed at Hudson Yards on April 14, 2025, it was more than just a draft pick being announced. It was the beginning of a new chapter for the Dallas Wings, the dawn of a new era for the WNBA, and the culmination of a dream that had been brewing since Bueckers was just 5 years old, scribbling in her journal, "Paige likes to basketball." 10 minutes into the WNBA draft, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert took to the podium and made it official. No surprises, no last-minute trades, just destiny being fulfilled.
The Dallas Wings select Paige Bueckers, University of Connecticut.
And just like that, the most anticipated draft moment in years became reality. As Bueckers stood up, surrounded by her family, friends, and former UConn teammates, she moved with the grace that had made her such a phenom on the court. Her first embrace came from Azzi Fudd, her longtime friend and backcourt partner. Then came hugs from her coach, Gino Auriemma, and her parents. The scene was electric. Fans in the building, many in Hawkeyes jerseys, roared with joy, while thousands more in Arlington, Texas, exploded in celebration during a live draft watch party. And why wouldn't they? Bueckers isn't just a player, she's a movement. Over her college career at UConn, Paige averaged 19.9 points and 4.6 assists per game, shooting with surgical precision. A 50-40-85 player, she was as efficient as they come, blending offensive firepower with unselfish playmaking. Her accolades stacked up like building blocks. 3-time All-American, Naismith Player of the Year, and most recently, national champion.
We've seen now crowned a champion. It's absolutely amazing.
More than her stats, though, Bueckers embodied the essence of a leader, one who lifted her teammates, demanded excellence, and played with a joy that felt contagious.
The way that Paige stayed confident, stayed poised, stayed locked in, it allowed the rest of her teammates to stay calm and be the best version of themselves. Paige Bueckers, with her leadership, her presence on the floor completely changes the game, and this is one of the greatest careers in college basketball that we've seen.
She makes everybody better, New Wings GM Curt Miller said. She's a force multiplier. That phrase, force multiplier, isn't just GM speak. It's gospel in the basketball world. Great players don't just score. They elevate, they inspire, they make teammates believe more and play harder. That's Paige. That's always been Paige. Dallas had been eyeing her from the moment they landed the top pick in the draft lottery. Bibb and Miller didn't entertain any trade offers. No smokescreens, no poker faces. It was always Paige.
But I am confident that if we draft Paige Bueckers, she will move the needle for the Dallas Wings and women's basketball in North Texas.
The Wings had struggled for identity, making just 2 playoff appearances in the last 4 years and never making it past the second round since relocating to Dallas. But with a new coach in Chris Koklanies, an upgraded front office, a move to a new arena coming in 2026, and fresh energy around the franchise, everything was aligning.
Obviously, got a little bit emotional there, just talking about my teammates and what they mean to me, but just so much gratitude, so much appreciation for the journey that it took to get here and the people that it took to get here. So just rewarding their hard work and all of my hard work, I guess, it's very gratifying.
It wasn't just her words that hit. It was the tone, the maturity, the clarity of her vision. Buchers doesn't speak in cliches. She speaks in conviction. For a franchise looking for its anchor, Dallas may have found its lighthouse. With Buchers in the fold, she'd have a true co-star in the backcourt, one who could create, facilitate, and take over when needed. Throw in the likes of 2024's most improved player Dejonai Carrington and sharpshooter Ty Harris, and suddenly, Dallas looks dangerous. The moment was also deeply personal for Buchers. Just a year ago, she was at the WNBA draft in Brooklyn, not as a player, but as a fan, cheering on her UConn teammates Aaliyah Edwards and Nika Mule. She sat quietly in the back, taking it all in. Fast forward 12 months, and she was the headliner. "It's surreal," she told ESPN's Holly Rowe moments after being drafted.
Through my faith, through God's purpose, through my teammates, my family, the coaching staff, the strength and conditioning staff, everybody's invested a lot in me, and part of me wanting to give back to them is show that I can be better, and all that their hard work helped me get to this stage. So I didn't do it alone, it took a village, so I'm extremely grateful for them.
That village, her family, her coaches, her teammates, stood proudly behind her, beaming with pride. Gino Auriemma, who had called her the most unguardable player in America earlier in the season, watched with pride as another of his protégés transitioned to the big stage. A Diana Taurasi highlight package played moments after Buchers was drafted, a fitting tribute, considering the path Buchers now walks is one paved by WNBA royalty. But this isn't just about legacy, it's about the now. Paige Buchers walks into a WNBA that is on the verge of something seismic. Viewership is climbing, investment is growing, the marketing machine is revving up. The league has found its voice through players like Aja Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, and yes, Caitlin Clark, who brought another wave of attention just a year ago. Now it's Buchers' turn to carry the torch, and she's more than ready. In the lead up to the draft, Buchers inked a 3-year deal with Unrivaled, the startup league founded by Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart, set to launch in 2025-26. It's another sign that she's thinking long-term about her brand, her game, and her impact. Wings CEO Greg Bibb called her transformative, both on and off the court, and the numbers already back that up. Before she even stepped onto the court for Dallas, season tickets were sold out. Merchandise featuring her name was already being sold within 30 minutes of her selection. A Lego mural of her face was unveiled at the Arlington Watch Party. This isn't a player joining a team. This is a movement joining a mission. Of course, expectations will be high. The regular season tips off May 16th with a matchup against the Minnesota Lynx. Training camp begins in less than 2 weeks. Buchers knows the work isn't done. If anything, it's just beginning. Her journey is both familiar and uniquely hers. Injuries may have sidelined her at points during her college career, but they never derailed her. Instead, they sharpened her focus. She came back stronger, smarter, and more driven. That resilience is part of what made her number one. That, and the fact that she's simply one of the best basketball minds to come out of college in a generation. Buchers isn't just entering the WNBA. She's entering it on her own terms, with the poise of a veteran and the hunger of a rookie. And for the Dallas Wings, a team longing for identity, she brings exactly what they need: leadership, vision, heart, and buckets. As fans in Dallas shout her name, as young girls start writing Paige on their mini hoops, and as opponents start game planning around her, one thing is clear. This isn't just the Paige Buchers era. This is a new chapter in WNBA history, and it's already looking legendary.